What does it mean to live a life you love waking up to every day? Welcome to Season 2 of the SoundEmbrace podcast. Live a life you love. I'm Dr. Danielle Hall. This season is unlike anything I've created before. It begins with a question and a road trip. On July 9th, I'll begin driving nearly 5,000 miles through 12 cities, exploring what it really means to create a life you love waking up to every day. Along the way, I'll be sharing my own experiences as a sound healing practitioner, entrepreneur, and researcher. You'll hear the honest conversations about rebuilding after a traumatic brain injury, following curiosity instead of certainty, and the lessons that unfold when you're willing to say yes before you know exactly where the road will lead. I'll also be sitting down with people from all walks of life, asking them the very same question. What does it mean to you to live a life that you love waking up to every day? My hope is that somewhere in these conversations, you'll begin asking yourself that question too. Thank you for being here. Let's see where the road takes us. Okay. I just have to get started. I have been procrastinating. I'm sure that I am not the only person in the world who's done this. You have this idea, you have this thing that you want to create, you have this thing, this change that you want to make, and then it's like, oh, I gotta go do the dishes. Oh, I should just make this thing and, make this Instagram post. Oh, I need to go check my mail. Yesterday was one of those heart awareness days that I am only 2 weeks out, y'all. I'm, by the time this comes out, it'll be sooner than that. But I'm at this point, today is Tuesday, the 23rd, June 23rd. And I am still I'm in the prep mode, I'm in the email mode, I'm in the phone conversation mode, I'm in the ask mode, I'm in the planning mode, I'm in the oh shit mode, of things. And, I know that this road trip is happening. I know deep inside myself that I will figure it out. But yesterday, I just had a day where I would look up and then 20 minutes had gone by. And so I know when I do this, and I would love, in whatever space you're in, whether this is the YouTube space or the Spotify space or the Instagram space, wherever this ends up landing, Facebook space, TikTok space, I would love to hear from you, I think with a lot of these stories that I'm going to be sharing, not just my own as I get on the road in 2 weeks, is that we're not all that different. I know that other people have this challenge too of you stall, you freeze, you go into that sympathetic nervous system freeze, and it's man, wake up, Danielle. You want to do this. You're excited about this road trip. You're excited about connecting with these people. You're excited about trying to do something that feels impossible, but is possible, and that you have the faith to do it. And then I'm coming up with, I'm in that space of procrastination, or I come up with an excuse of, oh, I need to do my hair today. If you're watching this in video, my hair is not done today. It's in this messy bun. And I'm not dressed for, maybe a visually for an audience to witness me today, in what I want to share. But I think this is the share, right? When I get on the road, this is what's going to happen. I'm not always going to be polished. I'm not always going to be just so, I will be when I'm doing the actual sound bath sessions. But this is my home. This is what I wear when I'm at home, working from home, right? Or I'm party on the top and what is it? Professional on the top and party on the bottom. My pajama, I'm not wearing pajama pants today. I have jeans on today, but I know you know what I mean. And so I think with this particular video and this episode of the podcast, I want to just show that, and to show this part of the process that, like, you know, even though I've been doing this for 14 years, that I've been in sound healing for 14 years, that I've been in a leadership role and I've led people and I teach a sound healing certification program, that, you know, there are still things that come up even for me that I have to put the tools into practice to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence so that I can continue to show up and serve, that I can continue to show up in my mission and creating a life that I love waking up to every day. And it's such a special opportunity to share this vulnerably with all of you. You know, I think, I don't know why I'm getting emotional right now, but I know that some of you have been on this journey with me since day one. You know, I have been doing this for 14 years, but like the first 2 years were really like building education years. And even prior to that, with, you know, being in photography industry and the commercial photography industry, and being in those spaces, there's still a way of showing up and communicating something in a particular way to make that thing accessible. And I think, you know, with this opportunity that I'm embarking on, and I'm tearing up thinking about it, is that it's a little bit more unfiltered. It's a little bit more real. I mean, we all know that our Instagram stories and what we post on Facebook, like, they're just the highlight reels of our lives. And I have shared hard things in the past, but this is, but like one of my, my hard go-tos and truths has always been to speak from my scars, not from my wounds, when I'm sharing social media and sharing in that way. And so this is like, oh, I'm sharing kind of like the behind the scenes process of taking a chance on yourself, on doing it, you know, at a time in my life where I'm, you know, in some ways I'm still healing from the car accident, from this TBI. My brain works differently now than it did before the car accident. And so, and life has to be different for me now after this car accident and in this rebuilding period. You know, and I'm just thinking about that, like how, you know, in sharing this story and sharing the behind the scenes in this way, there's a part of me that has a fear of, like, is this business suicide? Because I do lead the leaders in sound healing. I mean, I have my students from 2019 are hopping on and watching this, and some of them will be part of the interview series along the way on this road trip, which I'm so excited to meet, you know, some of them in real life, in person, which is going to be wild. You're just going to see me sobbing probably in like half of these videos. Know that I am okay. I am okay. I'm most likely just very happy and just, you know, filled with emotion and gratitude. But it is interesting in this to know that I'm going to be witnessed in a completely different way. And there are, you know, some of the fears that are coming up. I should have brought the book over. It's Awakening. My friend and former student, Ruby Vale, gifted me this journal, and, you know, there are just some insights that are coming up, and I'll show the journal, and I'll find the link so that y'all can check it out. You know, I'm not sponsored by this book at all, by this journal at all, but it has, you know, awakened, I guess. Y'all will know that I am not an English major, so please don't judge too harsh. Take what serves, leave what doesn't, right? Like, take the thing that serves. But one of the things that's coming up for me, or that I notice have come up in this like journaling exercise every morning, is that, one of my fears really is to be seen. And it's interesting because a lot of what I do is like, you see me, you probably think that you know me, but there's, because it is a curated space that's about you, while I share stories that are about me, it's more to connect with you, if that makes sense. This is going to show other sides of me that I guess I have a fear of not being seen as a leader in this industry. That it's already challenging me to, when I have a student in my certification program, it's a very different space, right? Like in that space, they get these vulnerabilities. They get this deeper vulnerability of me, these deeper stories and truths and challenges and, stories from my past that at the time I was not proud of and had to have found peace with, right? They get those stories because they're in that program and they're in that container because they need to hear those stories to be a leader in doing the thing. And so now this is almost like I'm cracking open the container for y'all to get a look into. And yeah, I don't know. And then, not just talking to everyone and hearing other people's stories about what it means to live a life that they love waking up to every day. It's also like me. Like, what is it at a 44-year-old woman at this stage in my life? I know the internet says to not share these kinds of details, but I think it's important for this story. So y'all stay safe out there on the internet and send me, protection on this as well. But I'm sharing this part because I know that there are other women in their 40s who are leaders in their communities, leaders in their own business, leaders in their family, leaders within their job place. And who may be single like I am and no kids, and wherever you are, you don't have to be this avatar that I am, but like in this space of being older in this season of life with an injury that's changed how I'm able to participate in life. I know that there are going to be some other people who resonate with that and may be able to see themselves in parts of my story. And so I think that's going to be really helpful. And it's one of the drivers of doing this. I mean, I need to do this for myself to bring vitality back into my own life, to shift my perspective on my challenges that I am facing, and also looking at the internal dialogues that I may not be enough in the different areas that I am feeling that. And it's wild, man. Like, I've been doing sound healing work and supporting other people and working on myself and being in self-development, and you can get stuck there. You can get stuck in the perpetual cycle of, I gotta always look at myself, and there's always something that I gotta fix, and there's always something that I gotta do to be better, and there's always. And then you kind of get stuck in, okay, I'm doing sound healing now, and I'm doing yoga now, and I'm doing breath work now, and now I went to a shaman, and now I'm, you fill in the blank with what yours are, right? Like, I'm sure you have a list. Please put those in the comments as well, like if you're resonating with this part of my story. But, there comes a point where it's like, no, the tools are just tools so that you can live a life that you love waking up to every day. And we cannot be a slave chained to the tools if we're not taking the awarenesses that we're getting from the tools and applying it in our day-to-day lives with our relationships and how we're participating in life, then what's the fucking point, man? Like, So, in healing from the car accident, I'll talk about like this portion of life, because this is a lot of like why I'm where I am right now. The last 2.5 years, I've been putting the tools in place, and I've had to hermited up. I was the hermit card. I was just inward. There wasn't much participation that I could do. I mean, I've had different friends, like, I'm like, I want to try to go to that networking event. And then I'm having a conversation with someone and I'm just bawling. And that person I'm trying to talk to is like, what in the hell is wrong with you? And then I'm going, part of the chamber here in Alabama and my county, and I'll keep that a secret. But if y'all know, y'all know. But for my chamber here, like, I have just like fallen apart at different chamber meetings. And I know, like, people are just like, what is wrong with this person? And why the hell would I go to your session if you're falling apart? Right. And, some of it's embarrassing, and some of it is like, now I can have more compassion for myself, for Danielle then. But and then a friend went with me. My friend Tammy went with me to a different chamber event, and she was just like, you are not walking straight. Like, I was literally like thinking I'm walking straight, but I'm really like going out in this angle, and like I couldn't stand for long periods. It was a whole thing, y'all. Let me bring it back. Let me bring my thoughts back. So, there had been this 2-year period of time, 1.5 period of time, where I was going through that hardcore healing process, and I was hermiting up because it was really hard to be around multiple people because of it was just so much stimulation, and then my emotions, and so I had to hermit and heal and use my sound healing practices and breathwork practices, and looking at the epigenetic factors that would be supportive for my body and gene expression in the way that I need it to be expressed to heal my body, my brain, my nervous system after something like that. And so now here we are, right? Like, it's taken 1.5 years before I've been able to really like, like come out a little bit more and work a little bit more and network a little bit more and be around people without going into an anxiety attack or some type of really big emotion. And, it's hard when you are rebuilding your life. And, there's the way that people have seen you. And I know, like, this is something that's going on in the back of my mind. Like, there's a way that people know me to be, and people know me to show up, and how I am in my different relationship dynamics. And, I'm in this rebuilding. There's so much good that's happening. And then the astrocartography line stuff, and my human design and my Enneagram. And I'm just like bringing all of these other tools in to put these tools into practice. And, some of them I'm kind of like, I don't really know. I'm like kind of a skeptic around. And I'm sure, I'm saying some of these: astrology, astrocartography, human design, Enneagram, numerology, like, some of these things I am also still skeptical around. But I'm bringing this extra curiosity to it to explore all of this on the road trip. So today, really, I know I kind of like went off the subject of what I thought I was going to share with you, but really it's about the messiness. It's about, like, it's not always going to be polished. And I'm sharing this part of that with you because that's what this is supposed to be about a lot of times. And I see this with my students, and I see this with people who come into my sessions too, of like, it's sometimes hard to get started on something because we feel like it's got to be perfect, or we have to have the whole concept laid out And yeah, like I have this concept laid out, right? I have a concept. I have like these different anchoring narratives that I'm exploring as I'm going. But at the time of this recording, I don't have any jobs landed yet. I don't have anything solid yet. I have things that are floating. I have phone calls this week. I have a session for Cashers, North Carolina. I don't know if that's going to be on the 11th or if it's going to be on the 12th. So I'm still waiting for that to land because we are 2 weeks out and we still need to promote it. But I'm so excited for y'all to meet Ashby. If you have not met her at Yoga Highlands, I cannot wait to speak more. And she's going to come up on the podcast too and share her story of what it means to her to live a life she loves waking up to every day. And, so I have these things, these conversations in these different places. I don't have a place to stay in all the places yet. I don't know where the money's coming from or if sponsorship idea is going to go through yet. We'll see, but I'm excited to see how it all plays out. And so I want to share that with you that I'm going into this with the scaffolding. I'm going into this with faith. I'm going into this with my personal track record of the personal development that I've done on myself and the actions that I've taken in the past in my career and the times that I have taken that leap of faith into the darkness and how it's always worked out. Even in this dark time over the last 4 years of being back here in Alabama, it's been a dark time. I took that leap, but in hindsight now I can see why and why it's been so helpful and beneficial and healing in so many ways. And maybe I'll get deeper into those stories as we go, but I want my hope is that in sharing the messy and sharing the unpolished and sharing this vulnerability in this way, I don't have it all figured out, but I do have the audacity to go for it. Do I have fear? Yes. Do I have faith? Yes. Do I have a ball of mixed emotions? Yes. Do I have, the procrastination bug popping in? Yes. And even now, I'm wondering what's going to happen with my car. There's some, it's in the shop. It's been in the shop since Friday. Today is Tuesday. It should be fine. I still have 2 weeks. I still have time. But if anyone wants to sponsor a rental for an SUV, that would be amazing. So I am sharing this with the good, the bad, the ugly, the polished and the unpolished. And I have a feeling sense that I will get better at sharing this along the way. And I know that this is going to make me stronger along the way as well. And I hope that it really inspires you. So whatever it is that is holding you back in whatever it is that you feel, the change that you want to make in your life to create the life that you love waking up to every day, own it and see where you need to pivot as well. Their fear and faith can live at the same time. I think, one might say that if you have faith and you don't have fear, but I can still have faith that everything is going to turn out even when I have some of the anxiety of the unknown. And I think the more we step into opportunities of unknown, and not that just that I know, the more opportunities that we have to step into the unknown, the stronger our faith becomes. The stronger our relationship to ourself becomes. And the other things that have been weighing us down, these old stories, or even, a recent story of a brain injury, and the not enoughness or not worthiness stories, that voice starts to dampen. It starts to fade into the background. And so, yes, you are seeing the unpolished and the emotions coming up when I share those things, because there is something there that I'm exploring and moving past, but I'm not gonna get stuck in it. And I am taking this bold action that happens to look like this road trip, or I mean, it is the road trip, that's the bold action, but I'm taking a bold action so that the tools and the awarenesses that I get from the tools can go into action, so it can go into place of moving that out of the way. I'm taking my own advice, y'all. So thank you for being here, for coming along the journey. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like, please share, please comment below. It helps me in this journey. It helps me to get this message out more and to share these stories. If you feel called or drawn to supporting, sponsoring in any kind of way, you could find that at soundembrace.com/SEE Travels. I will have that link below. Anything, everything helps. And I will be documenting on my beautiful spreadsheet. I have a beautiful spreadsheet for all my Virgo friends out there. I know you love a spreadsheet. I'm not a Virgo, but I have taken the lessons from the Virgo. And I do know that when things are organized, I feel at peace and organized. So I have this beautiful spreadsheet. I will have to show it to you sometime. But I will be sharing the stuff that I'm putting in there on the webpage as things develop. Of like the donations and just how things are like financially moving along for the road trip, because I know it's like, how is, when you are sharing your resources with me, I know you want to know how it's being put to use. And so, and that other people are a part of this journey with you in that support. So I'm going to share that as well. If any of you have ideas on how I might be able to improve on that, please put that in the comments below as well. I am learning just like you are. So thank you again for being here. Thank you again for being a part of this journey, a part of this story. It's wild to me. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. I cannot wait to see you before, during, after being on the road. And I hope you have a great day. And I hope that you are looking at, what does it mean to you to live a life you love waking up to every day? Thank you again. Please like, please subscribe, please follow along. Can't wait to share more of what unfolds